Alright crew, what's going on? Well, today it's a little warm in the shop. I got the AC on, but just can't keep up on a crazy hot day like today. But I'm still working, and what do we got? We got a Softail Slim. Guy got a hell of a nail in the tire. Let's see if I can rotate this around so you can see it. Bingo. Right there. Oh, you can't even see it. What's wrong with me? What is wrong with me? Alright guys, there it is. Right there. And of course, as you can imagine, he was losing air. So, yes, he could have just replaced the tube. But the tire's getting pretty worn, and he wanted a new tire. So, we're going to replace the tire, the wheel strap on, and the tire tube and strap. All that is going to get replaced for him, and we're going to do it all together. So I already got the tire deflated, I already broke the beads, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to start taking the tire off the rim. And then once we're done with that, I'm going to show you a different way of balancing your tire. That's right. Other than traditional balance, we're going to go with balance beads. I know. Go ahead. Where's all my old timers? Balance beads are the only way to do things. You know, this new fandangled fancy stuff you kids got going on just doesn't work. Well, I got news for you. It works and works well. So, you know, let me ask everybody else out there, when was the last time you got something stuck in your tire and you ended up having to get new tires because of it? I've had that happen once to me, and I can tell you, it is no fun. I like to pull the tube out most of the way before I get the rest of the tire out. That's just the way I like to do things. Hey guys, you tell me, what do you guys think about this video and all my other videos that I've done? I already had someone tell me that the intro I had on one of my videos was too long, and I agree. That bad boy was over 30 seconds. And that was a long intro. And I did adjust it. And I'm starting to wonder, you know, do I really need an intro? Guys, let me know in the comments down below. Do you like YouTube channels with the intros or without? I'm kind of torn on it. You know, I want everybody to know who I am. And, you know, when they first come here. And that's right. So, if you're new here, hey guys, welcome. And please click that like and subscribe button. And if you're not new here, welcome back. So there you go. Here's the strap. I always tell you, if you have the spoke wheels, that's what you need to replace. Now on to our parts. But before that, I got to clean some stuff up here and I'll be right back. Alright gang. Alright, so here's our wheel strap. We're going to put our strap on. Get the strap on. Not really. But we're going to put that on. Brand new. Never to reuse or go without. I've heard of people, and I do not recommend this, putting duct tape there instead of a rubber strap. I don't support that type of maintenance. So if that's what you want to do, that's on you. But I would never, ever, ever tell anybody that is a good alternative than a 99-cent strap. Because you want to have your wheel strap the way it is. Now remember, these are directional. Motorcycle tires, in the most part, are directional. And this one goes from left to right. So we're going to put this on, and then we'll put our tube in. And the way I do it, it's not the same way as everybody else. Alright, I'll use the machine to get the first bead set. And then after that, I do it with spoons. And a lot of people wonder why I do it that way. Well, I find it easier and less chance of pinching a tube. Have I pinched a tube doing it that way? Oh, absolutely. Do I want to pinch a tube? Absolutely not. But it has happened. So, there you have it. Alright, our first bead is set. And now, our tire tube. And one thing I want everybody to see here. I don't know if you can see it on the tire here, this yellow dot. Well, that I have lined up where the hole where the valve stem comes through. And what that does, that helps with the tire balancing. It's just something I've done for years, and it's something I will continue to do. So let me get the tube set up. I need to take a 2-minute break here, and we'll finish this together. Okay, here's our new tube. Brandy spanking new. You don't need that. And a little rubber band that holds it together. But here you have it. Here is our fresh, brand new tube. Just like that. And we'll put our tube in, and before you know it, we'll be done. So hold on. Okay guys, so I got the balance beads inside of here. And how did I do that? That's a good question. And I have a Easy Tire Beads bottle with a little rubber hose on it that I take the valve core out. I put this on the valve core just like this, and I let it hang upside down, and I let all 2.3 ounces of balance beads go inside the tire tube. And why 2.3 ounces, you ask? That's a good question. Well, because that's what this size tire with the tube calls for, is 2.3 ounces. So now that that's done, I put the valve core back in, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to start working this around the tire, putting the tube inside the tire between the rim and the tire, all the way around without folding or flipping the rim. Now you can't put the tube in 180 degrees out. What do I mean by that? Which means it's actually flipped the wrong way. With it sitting here, you want the stem the valve stem is pointing up and out towards you, not down towards the center of the rim. So there's a hint for you when aligning and doing all of this. Now I still have this old wheel weight to take off. That's the beauty part of balance beads. You have words suck tonight. You don't have those ugly wheel weights on your spokes or on your rims. And I'm a big fan of the balance beads. I tried them in my bike for months before I started, swearing by them and saying, yes, they are the greatest thing since sliced breads as far as tire balancing goes. And as you can see, give me a little bit of a hard time, but they all do, because everything's new, and rubber, it's warm, thank God, because when it's colder out, or it's colder in here, that rubber gets stiff, as we all know, and that we don't want. So I'm going to spin this around so I could make it easier for me to work on. There, that made it so a lot easier. So all I need to do at this point is just work the tube to the inside of the rim. Alrighty. Let me get this done and I'll get back to you. Alright guys, I got my tube in. I got my yellow dot lined up as close as I could get it. So now what I do is I take our spoons and I just walk around the tire with the spoons. Just getting it all set and seated. Now what's important here is when you're seating this, that the bead drops down below the first part of the rim. That'll actually help it stretch over a lot easier. And always make sure you are not catching the tube with the spoons. So as you can see, I'm just going around, pushing down on this, getting it past that first part of the rim. And it actually helps out a lot. I guarantee you, if you fight these rims, that you will bend the rim and tear the tube and do all sorts of stuff you don't want to. So as always, take your time and do a good job, you know. I always preach that. Take your time and do it right. There we go. See, it's dropping. I don't know if you could see that, but it's dropped down. So it'll make it easier stretching this tire over the rim. I know, go ahead. Why don't I use the machine? I've already said it. I'm going to say it one more time. My experience using the machine to mount a tire with the tube has been pretty ugly as far as pinching tubes. And I'm not a big fan of buying parts for other people's motorcycles. I'm sure you guys feel the same way. If you're going to do a tube for somebody, or a tire and a tube, and you pinch their tube, now you got to buy them another tube. So we're getting there, so I'll get back to you when it's all seated. Alright, so I put soapy water around the beads. I always do that. That will actually help the tire seat up against the bead. So we're still working on the bead, but I'm also at the same time threading the nut down. It's a 12 millimeter nut that goes around the valve stem that holds it to the rim. You got one on each side of the rim. And you know the bead seat because you'll hear the boing. When you're doing this, you also got to watch your tire pressure going in. You don't want to over pressurize the tire because you will push the bead out, or you'll pop the tube. And that's something you don't want to do. So while it's sitting, and I'm waiting for the beads to pop, I got a little bit over here, and I can imagine on the other side just the same. So while I'm doing that, I'm tightening up this nut, because I have well over the amount of air to be put into this back tire. Harley recommends 38 to 40 psi. I always say go with 38, especially this time of year, because as you ride, it will get warm and the tire pressures will increase. So normally what I do is I will take the air out of the tire and reinflate it again. So yep, right here, if you could see it, it's not seated, just like the other side. So I'm going to take the air out and redo it. Alright guys, hey, I got the bead to seat. All it took was a couple of deflations with some soapy water between the rim and the tires. I brought it up to 55 psi. That's about the max I'd like to bring it up to seat a bead. So now I'm just setting the tire pressure. I'm going to set it to 38 psi. Because I guarantee you when you ride, it's going to get up to about 40 to 42, maybe even 44, depending on the outside air temp. Okay, 38 psi it is. All right, we're going to put his new valve cap over, new tire cap on. All right, everybody, and that's it for mounting and installing a tubed tire on a spoke wheel. Yep, the heat's getting to me in the garage, guys, so hey, until the next one, you guys live the best life you can. Ride often, ride hard.
Ready? Like and subscribe to Dr. Harley.